Hey, what's going on? This is Rock, and I just want to put this out. Please, please, please don't give me bad news. The title says we didn't need or want this. I had fun yesterday playing World of Warcraft. Please don't give me more bad news. The drop rates are baffling. Raiders speak out. Oh god, Shards of Domination. Those are the gems, right?
Next, though, Shards of Domination. As we covered earlier, I have cleared 12 bosses in patch 9.1.
Nice.
Matt has cleared 14 bosses. I have 1 Domination Shard and 1 Socket. What do you have?
I've got 8. 1 is in the gear. I've got 7 chilling in my bags. Been like, please, when you know, like the Junji Ito work is like, where's the hole made for me for all these shards sitting in my bag? Like, where they at? Where
Pity you can't trade the ones that you don't want to
that's
other
because
people
it's
or anything like that.
That's because it's tied to the personal loot system, which is a step away from the personal loot system, which isn't personal loot from a boss. It's personal loot from an event. It drops like Legion legendaries, like everything, like so many other things do, and it just makes it so unbelievably terrible as an experience.
God damn
I'm sitting
it.
there with like,
Because that's what
I'm
you
sure
really
there's people
need,
in with
man.
empty holes. They've been calling sockets holes in the Rest of the World first, and I've just been laughing ever since.
So,
it's just
like,
but
to
yeah.
get some opinions, like, okay, take Limit Max.
Yep.
Now, I think Limit Max
They did really
generally
well,
has
I
a
think.
significantly more positive opinion of the overall game than perhaps us and some of our contemporaries would.
The fucking
but, you know, he
copium
can have
vein. I just
criticism
got
when
that,
it
dude.
comes to systemic aspects
Oh
that,
god.
you know, perhaps more impact like that raiding experience.
2 gems, 20 bosses. What a great system.
I actually can't believe they keep missing on accessibility with new systems.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck are Shards of Domination? Literal dice roll on a massive increase. It is a massive
Wow.
increase to player power.
Yeah, it's not massive, like
Once you get your
one-
set and everything, it's big.
Yeah, it's not massive like you're going to be, you're going to get this, and then your heart will go 3 times in size, but it's not your heart. That kind of thing. It's
It's not a weak one echoing void.
Yeah, it's not an explosive power boost. It is a couple percentage, but for when you're dealing in single percentages, it is absolutely massive.
Yeah, so for somebody who's had similar luck to me, THD, I've done 12 bosses, got 1 gem. He's done 20 bosses, he's got 2 gems.
Yeah.
You've done 14 bosses, you have 8.
Yeah.
Now, if you were really trying to, like, here's the thing. If we were just trying to push for server ranking,
Yeah.
you could imagine being a bit pissed at that. If you were pushing for server ranking, not even world first, just server ranking. We got Flex coming in saying, RNG should always be designed to allow you to play less or grind less in case you get lucky, while allowing you to catch up by playing more.
That's true.
This way, lucky RNG feels nice, and you
That's
never
very,
have
very true.
the option of being not
Sorry, bud.
viable
I
in a
didn't mean to cover
relative
your face.
comparison. You can have both. Yep, pretty good way of putting it for a system like this. And imagine if the DOM sockets dropped, but also were just purchasable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things.
You would have something like that.
But then that's not going to work because you also upgrade them with the embers, which means if you have to spend embers on buying them, then you're unlucky on embers. So it basically, the game was rigged from the start.
It is rigged from the start, but it's always rigged from the start.
Because it just didn't.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. Like,
we've got Mini saying,
Am I being too
thanks
soft on
guys,
this?
couldn't have done it without you, Watcher Dev, Warcraft devs. Glad to do 500 DPS less because I got so lucky with this amazing new system. We've got Limit Preheat. Few things feel worse in this game than finishing every boss in Heroic and not getting a single
I've been saying this. Get rid of the systems. You don't need them. You don't need this shit, dude. Players hate this shit. I say get rid of legendaries, get rid of tier sets, get rid of all that shit. Take it back to basics, make the game fun, and more importantly, make more content. That's it.
Shard
Make more
when
content.
you already had 2 of each type, and knowing you have to wait a whole week to try again for the
The really
3-piece.
shitty part about all of this is that they had to balance all of this, assuming that the people at the top end are going to have every single slot, maxed out 100% good to go. So the people who are never going to grind out and get this RNG based system to work for them are just screwed the entire patch.
we've got Wolf Disco. At this pace, I'll probably get my first domination set in October, but the system is great. And then for the person who's really been fucked over by it, we got Perfecto.
Perfecto.
You know, I just went back to my hotel room and cried like a fucking bitch, man. Grown-ass man. The people saying devs shouldn't be making the game with us in mind are absolutely correct, but I've been in the race for Old First for more than 10 years, and I've never had to deal with this bullshit, or with bullshit of this level. Our prep could have been better, no doubt, but to get months of prep erased over a loot system like this is devastating.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If they didn't make the game about you, they probably wouldn't have put in that fucking shit. They probably would have made either the drop rates better, or they would have made it probably have less of an impact.
At this point, I might as well just fly back home from Waste World First event after looting one useless shard again this week with this absolute dogshit system. It's about time we hire some devs to play the game. Good job,
please.
Ian Hazakostas. You outdid yourself again.
Please.
This is not the player feedback we want to be having. Now, here's the thing. If I super cared about my performance, you know, because I don't do Race to World First, but I wouldn't be like Perfecto. I'd be a bit more like THD, just being like, haha, lol. So, you know, it minorly ticked me off the way that it went. But for me, it's just, you know, my version of WoW Copium is, haha, la 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 la. I am here to do Painsmith because Painsmith is fun. Fuck all of these stupid systems that they want to make me jump through to make me play the game more, that they, they think will make me enjoy the game more. I'm just here to kill the boss, get some loot from the boss. That's how we do it.
That's what I want to do.
But then for the people who, it's that thing, right? Your average Joe doesn't give a shit about this stuff, especially because there are zero cool effects. I
think that you're wrong. I think that you're very wrong, because the average Joe cares more about how they're feeling in-game than a raider does. Raider's going to log on, they're going to raid, they're going to go home. Okay? They have to care about it because, especially in the World First race, it's their fucking job, right? But average Joe player cares about it because they maybe don't have the skill to play well, and they maybe don't have the whatever, you know, they don't have the systems down, they don't have the knowledge down, maybe they just straight up ignore a piece of content because they don't like playing that content. Like, I know a lot of people right now who are just straight up missing Mythic Plus. They just don't do it right now at all, in any way, shape, or form. It's like, nope, Mythic Plus is not a piece of content that I do. I don't enjoy it, and I'm not going to do it at all. So they only rely on, you know, dungeons for their for their gearing process. So for them, it may mean even more because they just don't have access or can't or choose not to do the content. I think every single piece of content that does give you decent gear needs to be somewhat relatively reliable. I'm not saying, like, you know, super easy, but this whole RNG system makes the rating gearing process a whole lot harder and time consuming for casual players who are probably going to feel the effects a lot more, as though because they are going to be the ones playing the game the most often and the most varied type of content.
Oh yeah,
on these shards.
Yeah, except for the Shadowmourne for getting the 3 Unholies, which is
Shadowmourne. Your average Joe doesn't matter, and the only people who possibly like would care about interacting with the system, for them, it's not good. So it's like, who does this serve? Put this in a vendor and don't make it rotating. Problem solved.
Yeah.
It's just
it does make me terrifying that they're going to try to have a big think.
Yeah, my favorite boy. What did we learn about gear acquisition from corruption? No prizes for guessing.
Fucking nothing.
Yeah, there's Franklin. Man's at it again.
That's great. Love Frank. It's so funny. It's just like
fucking nothing, dude.
Needless losses. It's just a needless loss.
It is.
I genuinely think this game would be better if domination sockets and domination shards did not exist.
Yes.
They
Get rid of all that shit.
Subtractive elements that make the game worse to play instead of better.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
This would be a completely different story if they were cool enough to make the average player go, "Oh, I got that. That's really nice. That makes my gameplay better, bigger, gooder, more." I don't know. It's the kind of thing where the Sylvanas bow has an effect, but good for hunters. But that's one. That's 2 specs.
Yeah.
Two specs get
Out
a
of
fun
like
thing
40.
to do. Well, I guess the edge and night daggers are kind of okay. So 5 specs of something vaguely interesting to do. Or out of gear system where it's just here's all this shit we just threw together.
Here's all these numbers. Fucking figure it out, nerd.
It's like we don't give a shit about numbers. We kind of cared a little bit about numbers as a side effect to caring about all the game, but we don't care about the game, so we're not going to care about numbers first. We'll just care about the game, and then we'll care about the numbers.
Yes.
And then we'll be like, oh,
100% fucking true.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just sitting there like, yeah, here you go. Here's a load of shit we've just done for no reason.
It just seems like it is bullshit that nobody asked for. Is just the only way they think they can design things in a new patch. It's like, we didn't need this. We didn't want this. No. You really shouldn't have bothered. Yeah. You could have done anything else. And I'm sure you could do way better things if you didn't feel like you had to do this. Yeah. Because from my experience, it is literally
honestly,
adding nothing to my experience.
The fucking ego that we've seen from some of these devs, maybe they, I don't know. I'm starting to subscribe to the idea that maybe they just don't give a fuck what we have to say. Maybe maybe they think that we're just going to play their game no matter what.
Other than a mild frustration.
Yep. Oh yeah, mild correction for myself. I forgot outlaw use swords.
Just get rid of all this bullshit, dude. We don't need it. We need content. We need a game to play.
Nice.
So 4 out of 36
There's enough homework.
Something in their gear to think about, whereas everyone else just gets a number. It's the kind of thing where whenever you're doing something and a genuine improvement to what you've done would be to throw it in the bin, then I feel like you really, really should reconsider
throw it in the bin.
How your systems are being designed overall and what impact they have on the player experience. It's I hate to use this analogy, but it's the kind of thing where when you're trying to help but you're in the way. That's what this is like. It's
I agree.
No, we would get a better job done if you would go sit in the corner. Which I'm sure anyone who's been very young and trying to help their parents with something, where it's like, hello mother, I will help you cook. It's like, you can't reach the countertops and you're throwing flour all over the floor. Could you go watch TV? So it's whenever this is occurring, it feels really, really grim.
Yes, it does. The game would be better if instead of developing this system, the developers.
So remember at the beginning of the video when I said I was happy and I was having a good time in a while? I think I was having a good time in a while because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the game. I was just interacting with the people that I know, and that was what made the game fun.
Just didn't turn up at work.
This shit just sounds terrible.
That is the part that's I feel horrible for thinking that.
It's a bad system. It's iffily conceived. It had some potential in principle that we initially got excited by, but then as we saw how they actually implemented it, it's just not a good system. And it's again why do we just do this shit?
It would have been better if they didn't show up for work though. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's literally the whole fucking point. Is that if they had done nothing, it would be better than it is now. Please don't show up to work next time.
Don't get it.
I am consistently punished in this game for having hope that something that they add to it will be a net positive.
Yeah.
That's what keeps happening.
Yeah.
Because even though I've been getting loads of gems, I've not gotten... Well, I've got the blood chest. So I've got the chest piece with a 3 set that I don't want. So I won't be able to make use of this for a couple of weeks, which it's okay. That's fine if it does take time. But it needs to take time in a form that feels vaguely deterministic and not just completely random. Yeah. Because as it stands, right? Well, to be fair, let's say basically everyone needs the unholy set because it's just main stat. Low main stat, good stuff. Assuming it was
the
balanced,
unholy set's the dope.
Even the fact that even how this is implemented, how gear currently works, means you can't trade it to be optimal.
Yeah.
So as an example, if I got a chest, say we start to work, and I get a chest that's got a blood piece, got the chest with a stat bonus, I can't just go, oh, who wants this? Anyone? No, because it's going to be the same. I basically got a tier set bonus upgrade for someone else and can't give it to them.
Yeah, that's
what
fucked
it
up.
feels like. It's just so,
that's fucked up.
I mean, I don't know. Every step you remove from this, it gets better. Remove the 3 set, it's less annoying.
Yeah.
It's less strong, but it's also less annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove the shards and just bake the set pieces into the gear. Better. Less annoying.
Yeah, like we don't need to get. I think they think that all this rigmarole we've got to go through is like fun progression in gameplay, and like it's more places to take our characters, and maybe they think that with no Titan forging, we need that.
No.
Right? Like I think they probably think that building this domination socket, set.
They don't play the fucking game, bro.
Is the same as doing reclears for Titan forging. It ain't.
Just, I don't know, man.
No, it's not, because one's on the front half, one's on the back half.
It ain't. It's like you would almost rather have. I'd never want Titan forging back in the game. You'd almost rather have a like 5 eye level Warforge or something like this.
Yeah.
Because at least it wouldn't get in your way.
Yeah, at least it would be like,
big enough
whatever.
To completely wreck how everything actually works. And it'd also be small enough to go, we'll deal with it. So whenever you're thinking about Titan forging, also remember sockets are still randomly rolled on gear. Which is pretty huge. But it's like,
why? Why do we need sockets random? If you want sockets, just put sockets on gear.
Just why you gotta have all this randomness?
It doesn't really serve anything, and I think it just takes the focus away from the things WoW should focus at, which is that it's a MMORPG with a big virtual world, and we need more of that.
Yeah.
Now, Wowhead Squishy also did put together a nice overview of how the set bonuses work. So, the 3 set bonuses are activated by having different bits of gear. So, if you equip the helm, then that's what will, activate the 3 set for Unholy. It's the shoulders for Frost and the chest for Blood.
Did not know that.
So
that seems really weird.
You need that bit of gear, and then you need to get 3 domination shards of
that's
type.
so
And then for your 3 set bonuses, so Chaos Bane is the one that basically everyone's going to want. When inside the Mara Torghast, your spells and abilities have a chance to drain a soul fragment from your target.
And the fact that you can't trade it means even throughout the expansion, you may just never get that fucking piece of gear to drop.
Granting you 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So your entire patch might just be fucked.
And stacking up to 15 times.
It's big.
And when you hit 15 stacks, you unleash Chaos Bane, which deals shadow damage split between nearby enemies, and it grants you primary stat for 15 seconds.
Big.
Big boom. Big boom good.
Big.
Then I believe, isn't it, the Blood one is like healing related? Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's health drain.
So it's health drain and
Health
winds
drain
of
stuff.
winds of winter when inside Mara Torghast each.
Yep, which is
you got
crit and shield.
Crit and shield.
And
So
there's only one of those that's balanced for pure damage, and guess which one everyone wants, because damage is more important than anything else in the whole game, generally speaking, because tank survivability and healing are less problems to deal with versus just out DPS everything.
Yes.
Which is fine, but
it's how every game is, really.
I remember, I don't know, like this maybe because I didn't rate
I'll double check which one I got.
Yeah, because I haven't rated a whole pile historically at a higher level or anything. I played the early expansions, like a lot of us did, kind of dumb.
Oh,
right, yeah.
That's how you play
everybody did.
Expansion. That was great.
So, like,
I was fucking terrible.
I do remember, people used to care about stamina and, like, stamina flasks to meet, like, tank buster checks and stuff. But now I think it's just...
I got the Frost one.
Yeah, I get the Blood one, so nice. Maybe if can we trade both of ours in for one of us to get Unholy?
I got a Frost shoulder and a Frost shard. Of course, what I
yeah.
want is a blood chest and blood, or not blood. I want the
Unholy.
helm and yeah. So look, that's domination system stuff. Basically, for me, I don't really care that much.
All right, guys. I think that I've seen enough. I'll see you later.